Well, hello everyone. Welcome to today's series of Get to Know Our Mindset Trainers. We've got a motto here at Exit that says good agents are born, but great agents are trained. So to that end, we've assembled a great team of mindset trainers in our mindset training program here at Exit Realty. It's loaded with our, I say highly skilled, probably our most experienced in the industry trainers, but ultimately what we want to do is we want to create an environment and have education where we can help them become strong, successful, career-driven real estate agents, and ultimately help them earn more, help them live a better quality of life, and have the best education that they can in this real estate space. So I'm your host, Craig Witt, and I'm the CEO for the U.S. division for Exit Realty. And at Exit, we've got something for every level of real estate agent, whether you're brand new or you're an experienced agent. And we like to shine a bright light on those people that make our people famous and make them experienced and more educated. And today what we're going to do is we're going to shine a light on one of our wonderful mindset trainers, Mr. Yessaad. Key, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be with you.
Yes, thank you. It's good to see you too. It's I get to see you quite a bit. You do a lot of video and a lot of training for our company, but it's nice to always have one-on-one time with you. You and I have spent a lot of time in cars together and in airplanes and traveled across this wonderful country, getting in front of our people. And I'm always amazed at how you can captivate the audience's attention. And your personality is one that is not easily forgotten. And I think that that's important in this business because you got to be sticky, you got to be different, you got to be unique. And I think you certainly carve out a niche in doing that. So to get started today, I just want to give our viewers, we're going to be talking today to brokers and agents, administrators, everybody in our Exit family, and also probably to the public in some degree. We could use this to attract people to our company, let them know what we do in our leadership and education department to help our people. But let's start with a little background about you. Tell us a little bit about you and try to include a little bit about your career in the industry, but then also with Exit Realty. I know you've been with Exit since 2003, but talk to me a little bit about before that. What gives you the credibility to be a mindset trainer?
Well, my background is academic. I used to teach mathematics at UCLA and other universities. So I'm very structured when it comes to the learning process. I've spent 25 years helping people understand how to understand mathematics. And you know that topic can be difficult for some. And I find that for me, it is very easy. And it's not that it's easy because of something profound. I make it fun. I love learning. I think everybody is capable of learning anything they put their mind to. But sometimes teachers, especially in mathematics, focus on equations. They don't focus on the practicality of it. How do you see it? They don't give you the eyeballs to see math like other people go, whoa, this is happening, man. That's a differential equation, yo. So that is my forte.
Okay.
I came to Exit really haphazardly through a consulting gig that I did back in 2022 in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I became officially involved in a brokerage with one office back then in 2023. And then we took it and we grew it. I mean, we really grew it. And it was a lot of fun. We had 5 offices, we had about 200 agents. It was a great time. And that was a period of about, I would say, 8 years or so. But the bug in me of teaching, how I grew the office, it was simple. I was training my agents.
Yeah.
I was helping them work their business plan. I was helping them know what is a business plan, how do you work it, and how do you grow, how do you ask for business. And then other brokers started inviting me to do that, and the bug again of teaching got into me. And I love being with agents. I think every agency capable of success, we just got to find a way to get them out of the way. We can do that. Oh, they'll do well. So that's...
All right, so just to clarify, you said 2022 and 2023, and when I did the math of plus 8 years, you meant 2002 and 2003.
Right.
So just to make sure that our viewers get that perspective in time, but I want to read something, Key, because this really caught me. It's something that you said one time. It says, you're a prospecting and accountability trainer.
Yes.
And you said accountability in real estate might feel like a punishment. But it really isn't. It's a superpower that you develop by learning the scripts of asking for business. What do you mean by that?
Well, here's what I found, Craig. A lot of people, when they give their word to somebody else, they say, I'll meet you at 3 p.m. and we'll go do something. They tend to keep it. They tend to honor their word with other people. They don't do so with themselves. They don't have what's called self-integrity. They always second guess themselves, like, I'll do it later. That I'll do it later is ruining the lives of many people. Do it now. You said you were going to do it now. Do it now. I don't feel like it. I don't care. Do it now. You said you're going to do it now. You would not let Craig down. I would not let you down by not showing up, correct? And you probably will not let me down by not showing up to this, correct?
Right.
But guess what? If we do that agreement with ourselves, we tend to negotiate it all the time. So accountability is you boxing yourself with success partners. You tell them what the week is going to be about. You lay down the week, how you're going to work the week. And at the end of the week, you report. I made 10 calls, 3 of them worked, 2 of them not so much. I feel wobbly. I think I didn't handle a particular, objection really well. I didn't feel good about myself. And through the process of being held accountable and talking to other people, you get better. The action matters whether you get the result or not. Take the action. So sometimes when somebody is calling you and say, Craig, did you make your calls? It sounds like punishment. It sounds like, oh, leave me alone. All right. But really, they love you. They're showing you that they care about you. Your biggest supporter in the office is your broker. Fall in love with your broker. Yes, they may ask you to do things you don't feel like doing. Do them anyway. You will get better by being held accountable.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it is punishment sometimes, and that's the way we look at it, because somebody's telling us what to do. But the reality is that many people ask for it, right? Even children, they don't like to be held accountable, but they need structure and guidance. And that's really what the brokers in our offices intend to do with all of our agents, only because we love them and we want them to do better. It's not because we want to punish them, but we know that if you follow this path, this is the path of least resistance to get to the success that you are desiring, right? So I consider you a subject matter expert. Okay, I know what you teach on. I know what you coach on. You've got a very cool niche in our company, and you've helped many, many of our people. What do you think your true specialty is?
I would say designing what I would call a listing playbook. First of all, we grow brokerages through listings. Just for the love of God, agree on that. Yes, we work with buyers. Yes, we help buyers, but we are all local. So if I am in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I need to help the people who live in Cedar Rapids who are thinking about selling. Yes, I also want to help the people who want to buy and move to Cedar Rapids. But we build brokerages around signs, and signs go in the yard, and those are called listings. The reason our agents don't ask for listings is they don't have a playbook. A playbook is, all right, I have 7 days in a week. I'm going to take 1 day off to be with my family. I have the other 6 days. How do I divide them? With time blocks, with what's called prioritized, focused thing that I need to do. What is the CRM that I'm going to put all of these things in one bucket? What are the scripts? How do I navigate? Because navigating a FSBO is different than navigating what's called an expired listing, or somebody who lives in a neighborhood. Farming a neighborhood is not about selling. Farming a neighborhood is about building connections with the people who live in that area. So here's what we know, Craig. Every year, 5 to 6% of our neighbors are going to move. Sometimes they move for good things. Life is good. They make money, they grow their families, they get married. Things are good. They move, all right? 5 to 6% do that. And the other people, unfortunately, divorce is one of the things that causes people to sell their home. Yeah. Illness, major illness, death in the family, losing your job, not being able to pay the mortgage. So in our communities, anywhere you're listening to me right now, 5 to 6% this year are going to sell their home. I want them to pick you. I want them to go, oh, I know John in Cedar Rapids. He's the dude. or he's the dudette, whatever it is. I'm going to list my home with them. But we're not doing enough outreach because of the fear of rejection. So what I've designed, this is why I do 1-day trainings, but I prefer the boot camp. In the boot camp, you're with other people, about 20 to 30 people, for about 3 months. And you are going through every aspect of your presentation. First of all, what is your value proposition? Why should I list with you? Why should I list with Exit? You should be able to go blah, 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 and be able to say it, and they go, whoop, that's awesome. So all of these skills are skills of languagings. They are skill of engagement. A lot of our agents spending too much time on social media. They're not spending time face to face, or they're not making calls or following up on their calls. So I'm an integrated accountability, what I call it canvassing trainer. Canvassing is not prospecting. Sometimes people think it's about soliciting. I don't believe in soliciting. I believe in engagement. If I talk to you, Craig, I say, Craig, do you have any needs in real estate? And you say no. I'm like, fantastic. If anything comes up, let me know. Maybe you have friends or family. I just want you to know I love what I do. And if you ever decide to do something with real estate, you can reach out to me. If we do that enough, consistently, and I mean consistently, you always get results. It's not magic.
Yeah. So years ago, I was sitting in a room with one of the a national trainer that I won't mention who it was, but one of the people in the audience said to this trainer, "That's all great, but do you have anything new?" And he responded right away, "Why, do you have any new problems?" Right?
Exactly.
So, and I thought about that, and I've never forgotten that. I know I've mentioned that a few times before, and I've mentioned it when I've spoken before, but here's the thought that I want to provoke with you and get you to respond to it. Has it changed that much? Because I remember a time when I got into the business back in 2004 when it was still, we had technology, but not like we do today. And I was just born into this business believing that this was a person-to-person business. It was people-based. You had to go out and make connections and build relationships. You could certainly leverage to be more efficient with technology, but business got done over a table. Do you see that still? Do you see it changing? Do you see, like, has it changed that much?
No. Now, hold on. For me, technology is an exoskeleton. So if I have my ducks in a row and I have a good CRM, I have a good website, I have a way to funnel and present your home to the world in a very nice way with videos, with great pictures, with tour guides, all of that enhances the experience of a potential buyer who would look at your property. So I'm doing my job by doing technology. We do not give up on technology because we want to tell people this is how we will take your property and market it properly. But the getting of the listing is face to face. Getting the listing, you sit at the kitchen table and say, tell me what's going on. Let me understand what you're going through.
That was very
what
well
is
said.
causing you to sell? What are the challenges? When would you like to achieve this goal? Would you like to be moved by June, by July? What are the financial challenges? What are the things in the home that need to be tweaked? All of that is done face to face. We are on Broadway. And when we go to Broadway, we go on stage. We don't sit in we don't sit and watch the other actors. We're on stage. So a lot of agents, unfortunately, when they come to real estate, they think you drive people around, you show them your property, you write a contract, you make money. Yes, there's that.
It can happen.
But there will be less of it this year.
Yeah, it could happen, but you're right. I mean, look at the percentage of the consumer that's more educated in our space right now than a lot of real estate agents are, and it's unfortunate, but it's a reality, and they have access to a lot of things that we used to have proprietary, and oftentimes they're getting to know about that property before they can pick the phone up and call you. So yes, presentation. I love how you said it's an exoskeleton. It's really something that you leverage to ensure that the buying and selling public sees that you're working for them, but you're also presenting properties. And the abilities. So that's all good stuff. I agree. I do agree. But I think at the end of the day, you've got to be skilled in what you say. Words matter. You've got to be educated and experienced in your craft. And that's where you come in. And a lot of that has to do with creating habits, being consistent, creating accountability measures. I remember back in the day when we would use ACT. Remember ACT? I mean, that was the CRM of choice, and it was robust. It was clumsy and clunky and old and big, but that's how we kept everything in line, right? It wasn't the Post-it note theory. All right, let's move on a little bit here. So how does Yessaad differentiate himself from other training styles or other trainers? And I don't just mean here at Exit, but I mean overall in our industry, because there's so many people out there that have moved into training and coaching space. How do you differentiate yourself?
First, I'm weird. I love to laugh. I'm serious about what I do.
Yeah.
I don't like fluff.
Mm-hmm.
I bring a level of commitment and seriousness and love to the people I work with, to the level that I want them to be uncomfortable being around me when we are working on the things they don't want to work on. When I coach brokers. I have by the way, I don't publicize this. I do not publicize that I coach. Okay, so let's put that out of the table. But I do happen to be coaching selectively brokers and agents. And here's what I tell them. You owe me 2 hours of discomfort a day. 2 hours. You got to be very uncomfortable. That call you don't want to make, you're making it. That door knock you didn't want to do, you're doing it. That thing you're scared of tackling, you're tackling it. You got to give me 2 hours of discomfort. The rest, they can be like mundane. They could be, bookkeeping, this, putting a listing in the MLS and doing all of that good stuff. Oh, bless you, do that. But you owe me 2 hours of discomfort. Because if you do, now you're working on money-making activities. When you're talking to someone where you have friction, that's not always bad. Friction is part of the business. So you gotta go towards that discomfort. And if you did not handle it with last time, just say, Craig, last time we spoke, I didn't have my A game. I was lousy. I did not treat you well. Forgive me. Let me show you what I really care about. Because every friction makes you better. So I'm passionate about what I do too. I think that's one thing that the people notice about me. They see me in a room and I jump and I talk and walk to people, and it is just my nature. It's not an act, it's just who I am. I really believe if you're gonna live life, live it fully. You're gonna die at some point, so give it all you got. And don't look to be loved. If you need love, get a puppy. Get a puppy and you'll have plenty of love for the rest of your life.
Well, and you come from a position of experience and authority too, and I think that credibility plays a lot in this business, right? Like I said, I've been through your trainings before, and I've sat in the room with you before, and it's genuine. It is tough love. It's very in your face in the sense that I'm here to make an impact on you. I'm not here to sell you something that you can't do. So I think a lot of that is good, and I think that's the tough truth that a lot of people have a tough time adjusting to. But in the reality is that this is what we all need, is that tough love. So all right, most of what you do is what I would consider virtual learning. So online exposure. You do obviously hands-on. You do workshops. You go into offices and all those things. How do you see the ability for agents to grasp virtual learning? Obviously, it's hard to beat in-person workshops, but how do you adapt your training style to ensure that you're getting people engaged in what you're trying to teach them?
Very simple, because the way I work is I have a group of people, and we actually do work. So all of my sessions have what's called a handout, usually a 20-page handout, and then throughout the session, as we go through the session, I select different people to practice a script with people, and they do it online. Actually, the online thing disappears. You feel like you're with me. You feel like you're sitting with me and having a conversation and learning at the same time. You feel like the other colleagues are there with you. No one is like sitting in the corner over there. They're all engaged. I don't know. I guess it's my style. It's the way I, have people be awake with me if they choose to. And I go through a selection process. I'll give you an example of the boot camp. I have a boot camp starting in April. Before you can even join it, you have to complete a questionnaire. You have to select the book that you're going to read. You have to sign a pledge of participation. You have to select 2 people from the class to be your success accountability partners. And you have to record a video each week on a new script that you learned so that you can deliver it over and over and over and over again within a group. We have a group where everybody shares their videos and they learn from each other, because your style, Craig, is different than mine. So I could learn something from you. If you're doing a listing presentation and I see your style, there may be something you're doing I like. I'm like, ooh, I gotta steal that. That's good for me. Or somebody else is doing it and you go, oh, she was able to do that. I can do that. All of a sudden, you're not learning. I don't think this is a business of learning only. This is a business of doing. You gotta do the work. You gotta be uncomfortable. So from the get-go, they go out there and start talking to people. And I am not selecting them based on how smart they are. No, I want to know that you want to do this. Are you motivated? Do you want to actually put in the work? Because if you do, we're gonna watch your back. We're gonna help you. We're gonna help you grow. But if you're gonna be a passive one, it's like complaining, like, oh my God, this is taking so long. Go away. I don't want you. Don't be in my classes. You don't have to.
What do you think is the biggest challenge facing our agents today? And I don't just mean here at our brand, but I mean overall.
Not asking for business consistently. That's it. They don't ask for business consistently. Their job is to have 50 conversations a week, 10 a day. That's it. You do that, you'll make money. But they wake up and they're like, I don't know how I feel. And they turn on CNN or something else and go, I'll do it later. I don't have an appointment. I don't have to get dressed. What do you mean you don't have an appointment? You get dressed to create the appointment. There is too much comfort. The biggest 2 enemies of those who work from home are their television and their refrigerator. They spend too much time there. And guess what? They're like, I didn't produce anything. Yes, dude, because you cannot, your environment is not conducive to self-discipline. Go to the office, meet with another agent, work on a project, put together a market report and go out there and give it to people. You gotta talk to 10 people a day. They exist, they live around you. I have an expression, sorry, Craig. I have an expression, Craig, that goes like this, and it's a weird one. We're the only industry where we know where the bodies are buried, but we never go to the cemetery. And people go, what does that mean? We know where the neighbors are. I know where people live. I can drive my car, go to a neighborhood, park it, put my name badge, put my exit thing, and go, hi, my broker sent me to say hello and said, if you have any real estate question, I'm here to help. That's it. And we no, that's uncomfortable. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. But that is the job. The job is engagement. How will they pick you if they don't know you? How would they pick you? And for me, this is why I'm not a good trainer for many people. A lot of people don't like my style, and I totally get it. But there's a group, and they know me, and I know them, for whom this discomfort, they see it as a superpower. They go, I get it now. I'm getting in the way of myself. And through this training, I'm going to learn to be uncomfortable, but make it a superpower.
Yeah. I was speaking once, and I forget where it was. I think it was in Kansas City or somewhere in I think it was somewhere in Missouri or Kansas. Anyways, I had made this speech on stage, and the public was there, and I had said, if you think you can work from home, you're crazy. Real estate agents aren't wired to work from home. There's too many distractions. They need to come into the office. And I'll never forget, this gentleman from Remax stood up in the back of the room, and he kind of started heckling me, and he said, I work from home and I sold $25 million last year. And I said, then you're an anomaly, right? And I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but the point that I was trying to make is that structured environments have proven scientifically over time that they induce learning and collaboration and thought-provoking and a feeling of inclusion and all these things. we're in such an industry that has such high highs and low lows that when you start getting low because you've had a little bit of failure, you need to get back around people, right? So you've mentioned a little bit about coming into the office, and I don't want to call out any brands out there because there are some brands that are being successful with cloud-based brokerage and different styles than the traditional real estate business. How do you really feel about how do we get our agents to go, no, you may think you can work from home, but let me give you some examples of why it's important that you come into an office at least routinely throughout the week?
Yes. So the way I look at it is, if you have success partners, accountability partners, then already when you start on Monday, those people will keep you in line because you have to share with them what you're going to work on and you're going to report what you're working on. So it's not necessary to go to the office every day, but at least 2 to 3 times a week, find yourself in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask yourself, a home is really a place of comfort. It's a safety. It's a place where we feel safe. So some of us, when we are at home, we have a different demeanor. If I go to the office, I have to get dressed. I have to shave. I have to, brush my hair. I got to do something to look presentable. That means I'm ready for the day. See, part of getting ready for the day is the day. How you get ready, how you get yourself motivated, how you write your affirmation, how you think about your family and your goals, and how you head to the office and you work from the office or to your work office, home office. Those habits put you in the game. A football player, until they put their gear on, they don't feel like they're playing football. They have to put the stuff, and that stuff creates the persona. So going to the office 2 to 3 times a week is what I think would be good. Now, there are a few who are self-disciplined working from home, but you don't chase that. Don't try to be like those people yet. Just do the work. Go to the office for 2-3 hours, meet with other agents, and take classes when they are available. Take things that make you uncomfortable. Make your calls, follow up, ask your broker what you're working on. But for me, whether you work from home or not, did you make your calls?
Yeah.
What are the calls? What worked? What didn't work?
Yeah.
Are you able to do that consistently? And if you are, then yes, find a way to do it from home or from the office. But I find the companionship and the camaraderie of the office to be powerful.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. We definitely agree on that. All right, last question, and then we're going to wrap up here. What are you focused on next? What's Key working on?
Well, I've enhanced the boot camp. It's in my website. So if anybody wants to find out what I do, just text yes key to 85377 and you'll find my website, and then you can go there. So I'm launching the spring boot camp beginning of April, and it's already open. So anybody who wants to join it, they can. There is a selection process, meaning you have to do some work to be able to be in it. So just be aware of that. So there's about 2 to 3 weeks of work before we even start. I'm focused on helping agents become listing agents, period.
Yeah.
I think if you learn to become a great listing agent, handling buyers is easy. It really is. The biggest difficulty of this business is learning to have a value proposition that you deliver really well to a potential seller, because if you do that, that is the highest mountain. You climb that mountain, my friend, you're doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Key, obviously, I thank you for being on today with me and doing this series with us. You play a vital role in this department in our company to help our people become better. And it's not all about the money. It's about lifestyle, and it's about earning a good income, and it's about creating a good life and having a good home life and all these opportunities that come out of working hard. And you set people on a path to do that. And like I said, it's a vital role in our company, and you're one of our mindset trainers. We appreciate you and we respect you, but you're also increasing the competency in our industry, which is desperately needed. The experience level of the real estate agent needs to continue to grow and get stronger, and you play a role in that. So again, just for our exit agents, we appreciate you and what you do, but I think for the industry overall, you've made a big impact on our people, and certainly in the industry. So thank you for that, and thank you for being here today with me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, my friend.
You're welcome. Folks, thank you so much for joining us again on another edition of the Mindset Trainer Interview Series of 2024. And we hope that you got some good value out of this today. Key left his text code there for you to reach out to him if you want to talk to him exclusively. But overall, thank you so much for investing in education and learning to become better at what we all want to do. Thanks, everyone.